right, it's Tuesday, April 23rd, just following up the QQQs. You can see they're heading higher here on bars number 3, 4, and 5. I just scaled out along the way up. I bought the 415 calls at 896. I scaled out at 10 to set up an ORIS trade. I just sold some more at set 1060. They're up to hitting 11 right here, I could see on the ask. So it's a good trade overall. You just have to kind of see at this point how 15-minute structure unfolds to the upside. Given that it's a 2-up day, that has a target all the way up here, and yet you're trying to eat into a big red-green bar that could be kind of holding at the midpoint of that bar at some point and reversing lower to test the low of the week. But in order to do that, we have to fail in some fashion, get below the open of the week, which was yesterday's open right here, and then we can feel comfortable that we might be, taking out the weekly low, which we're still anticipating at some point this week, but we'll have to see. There's some earnings coming out tonight. Maybe that's going to affect these QQQs. In terms of gapping up or down one way or the other. But you still look at that weekly red bar and expect those lows to be tested. We're 2 days into the week, and we're kind of heading higher. The big thing here was we had the inside bar. It started up strong. It didn't want to immediately fail and come back through that. So it has a chance to kind of work up towards our targets up here. So I'm kind of taking profits along the way up. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I'm just going to watch structure. I mean, if we come up and have an orderly pause, I would expect a second push up. If something big happens on a failure and we can't get that secondary push up, come to the midpoint of that first bar, I wouldn't be surprised if a failure developed on this day. But for now, it's pretty strong, moving up higher. It's a good trade, so just going with price action. And the fact that this inside bar, when it hit its target up here, didn't want to fail and come back down, that was kind of the signal it was going to try to go a little higher. So we'll see where it goes for the rest of the day. Again, we're kind of eating into a red bar, which is tricky to the upside, but 15-minute structure will kind of guide the way if that's going to happen, on kind of a good, nice directional move, or are we going to potentially fail, which, wouldn't be surprising, but nowhere near that at the moment yet either. So let's look at 15-minute price action to kind of guide us what happens next.